Hello and welcome back to the Quarry. I want to bring you some special places in one of my favorite places. This is an out-of-the-way place in the Quarry that has some things in it that I think are very special. When I've talked to rangers and historians, they've said, I've never seen that. Because humans and animals, we create paths in the wilderness by the path of least resistance to the things we want most. So these trails were worn based on miners getting to ore, not based on convenient travel for hikers. And so some of these places are kind of counterintuitive. This is right off a basic trail, but it has some remarkable things that appear to be gravestones. Why don't we look at them one at a time? This one says, "My eyes at night, a friend to the end, the hunter stalks you, beware trespassers." So this would have been a warning to someone. People that came to the quarry at night, maybe tried to steal resources of some kind. So this is a beautiful, interesting little thing that represents, the thoughts and aspirations of the people that lived here in the mining town and slept here in the mining town. There was a fear on their part. Pardon me, I'm awfully thirsty up here. Of having things stolen. Now, the most interesting thing, well, first of all, let me just show you something else while I'm here. Those are big concrete things that look like Legos, that appear to be pieces of a foundation or pieces that were going to be used for a foundation, but 100-year-old, 150, 15-year-old blocks of stone meant to interlock with other ones. Now, to continue, it's very interesting, what I call the General's gravestone. General's Point, gone, but not forgotten. So, this is one of the high points. It's not necessarily the highest point. It could have been a higher point used for some kind of managerial station, but they made it into clearly a memorial. Looks like the one for Dr. Marsh, the Marsh Creek guy that's out there on Martinez. It has that same kind of smallish obelisk quality. So the general, we don't know. Now I know there's supposed to be a machine, either was here or the remnants are here, or could just be gone, that was used for the grinding of the stone so it could be put on the little train and taken out. I'm going to try and show you the train tracks today as well. The general could have been a nickname for a beloved supervisor, foreman, or superintendent. And finally, and this is just a little instinct I have, if you connect it with the stone about the trespassers, what about a watchdog? Imagine the bonding a bunch of old miners would have had, sleeping here and eating here and working here, if there was a dog that lived here that protected them at night. Imagine the respect they'd have for that dog if that dog was here maybe the whole 13, 12 years this was open. So maybe the general is a dog. But we don't know. I am eager to find out if anybody knows, or, it feels to me like people didn't think it was important when it was happening to write it down. And when it was absorbed into a larger town, that larger town didn't treat it as a valuable piece of history to be stored. The town it's a part of has a museum. At least a historical society with paperwork and books and maps. I've yet to find anything that resembles that for the history of Cowell. I think that it deserves, if not its own museum, a room or a wall in the museum for Concord. So I'm going to continue down this road and see if I can't find evidence of the train track that was used to bring ore from the top of these hills down to what would have been the main road out toward Oakland, which eventually became Ignacio Valley Road. Once again, path of least resistance worn down by animal traffic, by horse and buggy traffic, by horse and wagon traffic, by people traffic, eventually trucks. And then, when the surveyors came out and said, what are we going to do to put a road between here and here? Well, we've noticed that there's hundreds of years of trafficking on what eventually became this road, so they put a name on it and paved it, and it was chosen, but really chosen for the millionth time, as far as this is the best way to get from this part of Concord out to that part of Walnut Creek, that part of Oakland. All right. If I have blessed you, encouraged you, or equipped you in any fashion, please like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, pray more and complain less.